This next story will just tug at your heart. The parents of a 26-year-old Indiana man held captive by ISIS for more than a year are now speaking out about their son's situation. Peter Kassig is an aid worker who was kidnapped last October in Syria. He is now a practicing Muslim, and 10 days ago, ISIS announced it would kill him next. His parents are going public with their effort to save him.
We're doing everything we can to secure his release.
For most of the last year, Ed and Paula Kassig kept their son Peter's abduction a secret in order from his captors, the terror group ISIS.
We couldn't answer honestly when people would ask us. So we had to lie to our friends again and again and again.
But the recent murder of American journalist Stephen Sotloff, Kassig's cellmate at one point, prompted his family to make a public plea for help.
The dynamics have changed now. Stephen's family kept the secrecy, and he was executed. Peter's name has been listed.
Kassig grew up in suburban Indiana, loving fishing and hiking. After serving briefly in Iraq, he found his calling delivering aid to Syrians brutalized by the Civil War.
He always was a compassionate person, and this was just something he felt he needed to do.
It was on one of those missions when he was taken. Ed Kassig was told the day it happened by a friend of Peter's in Syria.
How did you find out that he had been captured?
A phone call, and it was Peter's number, and I thought, oh man, I get to hear from Peter. And when I picked up the phone, I didn't recognize the voice, and the individual introduced himself, and we learned that he had been detained. That was on October 1st, 2013.
The Kassigs revealed for the first time they received a horrifying audio recording of their son 2 weeks ago. He said his life was in jeopardy if the U.S. airstrikes didn't stop.
It was just automatic, kind of toneless, as though he was a robot. And I'm sure it's because they were insisting what he could say.
Now the Kassigs are asking for mercy, appealing directly to ISIS through YouTube and Twitter messages.
Have you felt that that's falling on any ears that are willing to listen?
I don't know that it is, but I have to try. Because I need to know that I've done everything I can do.
They demand. They simply demand.
And their demands have always been ones that we cannot accommodate. And we have sent them back messages that we cannot do what you ask. We have tried, but we don't have the power to do it.
And obviously they hope by speaking out to CBS and others that will help. The Kassigs call their son a compassionate person and say that he was delivering aid to those brutalized by war because it is something he just felt he had to do.